Readings from Jiddu Krishnamurti's The Awakening of Intelligence. We were saying the other day how very important it is to observe. It's quite an art to which one must give a great deal of attention. We only see very partially. We never see anything completely with the totality of our mind or with the fullness of our heart. And unless we learn this extraordinary art, it seems to me that we shall be functioning, living through a very small part of our mind, through a small segment of the brain. We never see anything completely for various reasons, because we are so concerned with our own problems, or we are so conditioned, so heavily burdened with belief, with tradition, with the past, that this actually prevents us from seeing or listening. We never see a tree. We see the tree through the image that we have of it. The experience is entirely different from the actual tree. Here one is surrounded by a great many trees, fortunately, and if you look around, as the speaker is going on with the subject of seeing, if you actually look at it, you will find how extraordinarily difficult it is to see it at all, so that no image, no screen comes between the seeing and the actual fact. Please do this. Don't watch me. Look at the tree. Find out whether you can see it completely. By completely, I mean with the totality of your mind and your heart, not a fragment of it, because what we are going to go into this evening demands such observation, such seeing. Unless you actually do this, not theorize, intellectualize, or bring up various issues which are irrelevant, I'm afraid you will not be able to follow closely what we're going to go over today, together. We never see or actually hear what another is saying. We are either emotional, sentimental, or very intellectual, which obviously prevents us from actually seeing the color, the beauty of the light, the trees, the birds, and from listening to those crows. We never are in direct relationship with any of this, and I doubt very much if we are in relationship with anything. Given, even with our own ideas, thoughts, motives, impressions, there's always the image which is observing, even when we observe ourselves. So it's very important to understand that the act of seeing is the only truth. There is nothing else. If I know how to see a tree, or a bird, or a lovely face, or the smile of a child, there it is. I don't have to do anything more. But that seeing of the bird, of the leaf, listening to the noise of birds, becomes almost impossible because of the image that one has built. Not only about nature, but also about others. And these images actually prevent us from seeing and feeling. Feeling being entirely different from sentimentality and emotion. And as we said, we see everything fragmentarily, and we are trained from childhood to look, to observe, to learn, to live in a fragment. And there is the vast expanse of the mind which we never touch or know. That mind is vast, immeasurable, but we never touch it. We don't know the quality of it because we have never looked at anything completely with the totality of our mind, of our heart, of our nerves, of our eyes, of our ears. To us, the word, the concept is extraordinarily important. Not the acts of seeing and doing, but having the concept, which is a belief, an idea. Having this conceptual living prevents us from actually seeing, doing, and therefore we say we have problems of action, of what to do or not to do, and the conflict that arises between the act and the concept. Do please observe what I'm talking about. Not merely hear the words of the speaker, but observe yourselves, using the speaker as a mirror in which you can see yourself. What the speaker has to say is of very little importance, and the speaker himself is of no importance whatsoever. But what you gather out of observing yourself is important. It is so because there must be a total revolution, a complete mutation in our minds, in our way of living, in our feeling, in the activities of our daily life. And to bring about such fundamental, deep revolution, is only possible when you know how to look. Because when you do look, you're not only looking with your eyes, but you are looking with your mind. I do not know if you have ever driven a car. If you have, you are not only visually aware of the approaching car, but your mind is far ahead, watching the bend of the road, the side road, other cars coming and going. And this seeing is not only seeing through your eyes and nerves, but seeing with your heart, with your mind. And you cannot see completely in this way if you are living, functioning, thinking, acting within a fragment of the total mind. Look what is happening in the world. We are being conditioned by society, by the culture in which we live, and that culture is a product of man. There is nothing holy or divine or eternal about culture. Society, books, radios, all that we listen to and see, the many influences of which we are either conscious or unconscious, all of these encourage us to live within a very small fragment of the vast field of the mind. You go through school, college, and learn a technique to earn a living. For the next 40 or 50 years, you spend your life, your time, your energy, your thought in that specialized little field. And there is this vast field of the mind. Unless we bring about a radical change in this fragmentation, there can be no revolution at all. There will be modifications, economic, social, and so-called cultural, but man will go on suffering, will go on in conflict, in war, in misery, in sorrow, and in despair. See you tomorrow.